Okay, thank you very much. I think guys, we have quite a number of minutes. Lucy has saved us a lot of time, and I want to open the floor for you to put your a question across. As Lucy has said, of course, she has just touched the top, and clearly you can tell we have a lot of stuff that can be done or can be learned later. Maybe I should maybe arrange for you another session, but now this time we go for a several hour session which you pay for, and then I invite Lucy here, and yeah, those other areas that you are feeling that are not being touched, we can get them touched on, and we get to understand ourselves and also become better. So start sharing your questions there. We will answer as many as we can, or rather Lucy will answer as many as she can. And as you do that, for those ones who are new here, we have a WhatsApp group.
Unmute.
Oops, I've been talking all this time, and and the way I've said so many things, I can't even remember what I've said. Sorry for that. And thank you, Bernard, for letting me know. Yeah, so I was saying, let me begin with the link I've just shared there. That's a WhatsApp link. For those ones who are new here, we have a WhatsApp group. Feel free to join, and yeah, and you will be able to get the recordings of this session and others that we have done before. As we began, I said this is session number 46, so you can be sure we have for 45 other recordings. So even if you don't need this one, you most likely need the others we have been having. And if you think this was great, we have been having equally great sessions in the past. And of course, you also get the advantage of knowing what is coming ahead of the rest, because most likely you may not see. The person who shared with you this time may not share with you next one. So you need to get in touch with us so that you get to know what is happening every now and then. So karibuni sana, share your questions there. I can see some who are already sharing. Mercy is saying, wow, this was really insightful. I was eager to know each money personality so that I would assess myself. Thank you, Lucy. Njine, God bless you big. Thank you, Mercy Moreu, also for that feedback. Queen R, are there people who have 2 or more money relationships? Okay, fine. This one had already been asked. Yeah, I think you are repeating the question again. And yeah, are there people who have more than 2, who have 2 or more money relationships, like a spender and Mother Teresa at the same time? Sorry, okay, fine. Yeah. So I think you had already mentioned something about this, but you can ask because she has asked that question twice.
Yeah. Yes, like I said, you will always find that sometimes you could even have traits of all the 5 personalities, but there's one, like for example, if you now say, from now when we have done this session, for the next 1 month, I am going to start being conscious of how I am spending money, of how I am relating with money. You'll be able to finally say, squarely, this is my strongest personality. But you will find that everybody has traits of each of those money personalities. So there's no one person who is okay, you might find, like I said, just 1% in that normal curve that we used to do in school, where you have outliers and then majority are falling within the middle there. So the majority will be those people that have a mixture of several personalities, but then there is one that is the strongest. So you will find that somebody has traits of all of them. It's just a 1% or 0.5% of the population that is an extreme type of money personality. There's another question here someone is asking. Yeah. How can someone best advise or train their children to best develop and grow with a certain personality? Number one, just like in the personality temperaments, if this is the way someone is born, it's very difficult to change someone's personality. What you can do is probably to just modify. And the greatest thing that you can teach your children is to have money goals, of what do you want to achieve within the next 1 year, within the next 1 week, depending on how old the children are. Just teach them to have money goals so that now when they are spending that you give them, whether it's an allowance you're giving them, whether it's a money they are earning, then you are able to track what are they doing and is it taking them to that goal. The most important thing, even for us as individuals, is to have money goals. Then now that goal is what will keep on helping you to know, am I on track or am I not on track? If I'm not on track, what is sending me out of track? Is it possibly the way I relate with money, or what could be the problem? There could be other things, like I have said. Something could happen, risks will come. You could be this focused person with your goals. Then something happens which you had not prepared for. And that is why I started by saying that in our company, we have a full department that handles risks. How do you deal with those things that can happen and take completely off, even if you had planned? So how to teach your children to develop money personalities is don't strive to change their personality because you will be frustrated. Teach your children to have money goals. Now you will be able to teach them how to stay focused on those goals. Then the other,
thank you. Yeah, you can just go ahead, or I can read it for you. The next one is from who? From Samuel Bukosia is just giving some feedback. A great eye opener on money matters. Very grateful to you, Lucy. Then Steve Mumo, thanks so much for the session. Just to ask, is it wise to have all the three? All of the first three money personalities in moderation? Is it wise to have all the first three money personalities in moderation?
It's okay. Yes, it's okay to have all the three in moderation if you are that kind of person that has enough control. The problem is when one person, and like I'm saying, the biggest problem is when that personality that is overriding the others takes you completely outside of your money goals. If you're able to moderate within this and they keep you focused on your goals, I don't know how much I can emphasize on money goals. Actually, when we train wealth creation, we call it your wealth vision, not just a money goal. A goal is something short term, but in wealth creation, we talk about having a vision for wealth. For example, we ask you, in the next 10 years, where do you see yourself? And so, even if you're moderating between all the personalities, the question is, how close are they taking you to your vision for money? So we can carry on.
Okay, thank you. Can see the next one is, can someone transit from one personality to another? An interesting one there from Brian. Can you move? I mean, I don't want to be Mother Teresa anymore. I want to be an ostrich.
I want to be, I don't know. Probably the way to respond is to ask Brian, is it possible to change from being a quiet person, these people are shy, reserved, to suddenly being someone who is very talkative, someone who is not afraid? Like I'm saying, these personalities are not learned parties. They are things that you are born with, and they are conditioned by the environment that you grow in. For example, the Mother Teresa, or even the spender. If you're born in a family where people just spend money, they don't do budget, they don't think, it's very likely, there's every likelihood you will adapt that kind of carefree attitude also. So it's difficult to sit, but what you can do is probably to control, is just to control and remain focused. And that's why we are saying the only thing that will help you that is when goal where your money to take you from. But if you manage to switch from being this to the other, depending on what now you think is going to take you money goals, then that is okay.
Thank you very much for the response there. In fact, what I'm hearing and what I'm thinking is, from judging from the questions here, is that the question that I'm hearing people asking here is that now, after I've learned that I'm so and so, so what? And I guess that's what you said, that the next thing is that now this is just so shallow. Now, if somebody wants now to be helped, I've discovered I'm this kind of a guy who likes spending.
Yes.
Now I need to be helped on how do I still become a successful person in life, and this is my personality. How do I live with my personality and still make it in life? I guess that's now what you are talking about, that now when somebody now comes for now a detailed one, they will now be able to get the answers that they are looking for.
Yes, that is actually what we do. That is the kind of coach we do. We actually run one-on-one sessions. We even, before COVID, we were doing group sessions, or even going to places. If, like, for example, your workplace, you invite us, or a chama or our friends, you invite us, we come and teach you basically now what next. After I've understood this is who I am as far as money is concerned, then what next? We have those sessions here. So anyone who is interested, they can get in touch and can arrange. And I'm glad you have clarified that we do charge. That is the business that we do, and therefore the coaching is chargeable.
Thank you very much. And I want to believe if I got a group interested, we can get some nice rates. Then you do it for us for this group, isn't it?
Definitely.
Thank you. If you are there and you are interested, immediately after this, you can just hit my inbox. You know my number is 0776. I'll share it there. Yeah, if you're interested, if I get some good quorum, I can talk to Lucy. We plan, and then all those other questions can be answered. I want to believe she will give some very, very nice rate. So Phantom 6+ is saying, are money goals different? Like, can we have different goals if at the end result is to have money working for us? I don't know whether you have understood that question. I didn't quite understand it. Maybe you have.
No, I didn't understand. Buri, did say it again.
Money goals different. Can we have different goals if at the end result is to have money working for us? Okay, basically I think what he's saying is that okay, is it acceptable kila mtu akuwe na personality zake, lakini at the end of the day the money is working for us?
They want to be financially free. Yeah. I mean, everybody's vision for wealth is completely different, because and I think when Irene came and spoke to you about unleashing your talents, one of the things probably she would have mentioned is that all of us are in this world for a purpose. So what is that one thing that you really want to do? How do you want to be remembered in this world? And so we're talking about, when we are talking about now having a wealth vision, those are the things that we look at. Where do you want to be? If, for example, today you are 30, certainly by the time you're probably 60 or 55, you'll have retired from where you are working. So where do you see yourself? You see yourself probably at a position where you're financially free, money is working for you. So now when we sit with you, we help you craft a strategy to make you achieve that financial freedom. And how your strategy will be different, just like the way we do strategic plans for different companies, and they are all different. It depends on the individual. So the ultimate goal, yes, is to have financial freedom. But now the goals that you will have will not necessarily be like my goals. There are people that will have goals in the line of real estate investment. Others will have goals in the line of investing in business. So everybody has their own different goal, but ultimately the desire is to have financial freedom. I saw someone raising their hand.
Oh, okay, maybe they have put it down. If you had raised your hand, you can just go raise it again. I'll pick it. Mary is asking what percentage. Okay, Julius is maybe before I read about Mary, Julius is saying
that is Robert. There's somebody
called
Robert
Ike. Okay, fine. Robert, you can go ahead.
Yeah.
Thank you, Njine.
Probably you can unmute him.
I think you can.
Yes, we can.
Thank you for. I just wanted to share, to give an example, and somebody asked if you can change between the personalities. And I remember myself in 2015, I was one man who could borrow money to give to other people. I could not withstand
your
telling
Mother
somebody.
Teresa.
Yes, I was beyond Mother Teresa. And when somebody borrows me, I don't have, I go ahead to that person. And I thank God for my wife. She took me to our bishop and said, this man can give until we lack in the house.
Yes.
So bishop had to teach me that I'm a bishop, but I also
don't give everything.
The way you.
Yes.
Yeah, so not every need, actually, not every request, it. That's one thing I learned. As Lucy mentioned, there are some requests, when you delay, you will know if request. Some just
and you can't solve the world's problems.
Exactly. That is it. I just wanted to share that, but it has now helped me to prioritize.
Thank you very, very much. I hope now you have a goal that you're working on, so that if you give it to people who are in need, it is because there's a goal that you're working towards.
Actually, now my giving is a percentage. 10% goes to charity. So once 10% is done this month, that is it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Wow. That's nice.
That's thank you, Robert, for sharing that with us here and the youth. It's good to learn, because sometimes we make a lot of mistakes, and especially we are talking to young people who are just getting from from campus. You are getting into your first job, and there is that that ability to sometimes, as you said, the personality sometimes dictates, or not sometimes, but the personalities actually guides us on how we behave with money. And sometimes you end up finding yourself, you are giving left, right, and center, or sometimes you are feeling under pressure. Maybe you could comment on that, because I remember those, I had to be sat down. I remember when I just came, well, at least I got somebody to sit me down early enough when I just started working, and telling me, and no is also an answer, and it's correct. I mean, you can tell somebody, no, I don't have the money, and it's still acceptable, because sometimes you are feeling like, because you are feeling the guilt. You had planned to do something with it, but you are feeling guilty to tell somebody it is a no, because nobody comes to ask money without a reason, for money without a reason. They will always have a compelling reason, whether nafungiwa nyumba or something. So it's already compelling.
Yes.
So that ability to just say, well, I may not be able to help this time, even when you have some money, because possibly it was for another purpose.
Yes.
Yeah. Exactly. So maybe you could comment on that.
So we socialized. We are Africans, and as Africans, we are socialized to share generally, so that and especially when if you go to school, your parents have sacrificed, and there may be your relatives, your siblings who are not doing very well, then you feel like you owe them. I mean, you are educated so that you can support them. Actually, there's a term, we call it the black tax. I don't know whether you people have heard of that, where, for example, the only one who's doing well in the family, then everybody else responsibility, and they feel that you owe them. Everybody feels you owe them. Ulipelekwa shule ukasoma, and therefore community yote ni wewe ndio inakuangalia. It's actually called black tax. And that is why it is very, very important, like I am saying, to have a vision of what is it you want to do, because you can live on paying that black tax until you find at the end of your 55 years, you have done nothing for yourself or for your family. And when eventually you go home, they will start now laughing at you and telling you, pesa yako ulipea watu, there's nothing you did with your money, now look at you. Na hata watakwambia ulikuwa na ringa, ulikuwa na turingia, flashing your money left, right, and center. Now you have no money. Now you have nothing. You wasted your chances and you have nothing. So you really have, it's very, very important, especially for the young in this forum. It's very critical as you start interacting with money to have a vision of what is it really that you want to do, and for how long do you want to work. How I landed into this field of financial planning is the place where I went to work. I was very privileged. The first day I reported, the second day the owner of the company sat us down and he asked us, when are you planning to retire? I'd just been employed. It was my second day at work. And here is my boss asking me, when are you retiring? I was like, what do you mean? I've not even worked. And at that time, when you are 20 something, 55 years looks like it forever. It will never come. So from that conversation, that is now what got me thinking that I am here only for a certain period and I need to plan. Then when this period is over, what will I do? Now, unfortunately for us, we were fortunate. Like, for example, I still ended up working for 25 years, even with that conversation. But for many of you, that kind of surety is not anymore. Nobody can guarantee you a job today, even the government, that you will work for 25, at most 5, at most 10. You need now to start asking yourself, I can only have an opportunity to work 5 years, then I'm retrenched, or then I am sacked. So what next? How?
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah.
I think very, very great insights there. And a few more comments, then we close. How do you balance, that is Eric, between money personalities? This has come quite often in different formats. And there's one from Mary Wairimo. I think I skipped this. What percentage should someone save from income earned?
Okay. Now, again, like I'm saying, it depends on what is your money goal. For example, if your money goal is to buy a car and you want to buy that car within the next 3 years, the percentage that you will need to commit to saving is different from somebody who wants to buy the car in 10 years. It is your money goals and the time that you have that determines what percentage to put aside. But as a rule of thumb, this is what we say. And we teach this in the first session of our training in wealth creation, which we call consolidating your seed for planting. We say that if you're ever going to get anywhere close to financial freedom, you must be able to save at least 20% of everything that you earn. Whether that money has been earned, whether it is somebody that just gave you money to buy lunch, any money that you interact with, you must be able to put aside at least 20%. But it can be more. The percentage can be more now. It can be above 20. It can even go to 30, 40. And then it depends now on what is your goal, what are your timelines that you have, and how are you taking care of the other risks. Because you can even tell yourself, I'm going to save 50% of my salary. But then tomorrow, your mom is sick. They're in the hospital. What will you do? You'll be forced to remove all the money if you didn't have a plan.
Wow. That's a tough one. I don't even want to keep the session running longer because I know people now will start a whole series of questions around savings because
Yes.
that's completely
Yes.
a different area. And I think you've already hit it, hit the nail head on. When you talk about 20%, I know the guilty ones who cannot even talk of 2% are still here, wondering now 20. Even 2, I'm not saving. so I'm sure it's not a conversation I want to start today. Maybe I need to invite you another time to talk about savings. Yeah.
Organize yourselves. We are happy to interact with young people. I am very, very passionate about young people, and the way this country is going to change is when the young person knows that I am responsible for the money I earn, whether big or small, so that we get ourselves out of these conversations of, I can't invest because there is no money. That is what every young person says. Where will we get money to invest? hatuna pesa ya kuinvest. That is a wrong question. I mean, anyone now sitting on this platform, in the next 2-3 years, you should be able to tell yourself, I want to make an investment in this place and I have this saving, so where can I get the balance? Not the blanket of young people cannot invest because there is no money to start businesses.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you very much, Lucy. I think what I will say, and maybe before I make the closing remarks, I will also give you an opportunity to make closing remarks. Thanks so much, Lucy. This is from Gladys. I think we need a focused blend of all these money personalities. Yeah, that's what we are talking about, Gladys. We will invite you soon, and I know you will come. Jonah has been, Robert, is good you shared. Jonah is saying, I have picked a lesson from Robert. At times, I have felt guilty for not giving. Sometimes I feel I'm supposed to give, as Proverbs 3:27. What does it say? Give without measure, or something like that.
It will come back to you together.
Shaken down
it
and
is
running.
only in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
It is only in Africa where that conversation is relevant.
There's no guilt in that. Okay, but again, also it becomes, I think, very difficult to say no when there's idle money which has no purpose. I think that's what Lucy began by saying. Yeah, you know, if you have idle money in the account and there's no name you've given it, I mean, there's no. Oh, I remember listening to somebody actually today. Yeah, I'm confusing, by the way. Today I listened to our coach Tijo, who was here before, and he was saying, give your money a name. If you call this savings, you call this whatever you call, if there's some money which is not named somewhere, it will give itself a name. That's what he was saying. So somebody will just walk in along the way, and they will just present a need that money feels attracted to go and follow, and most likely you'll find that money being following that need. So that was a very interesting revelation also for me. So give it a name. Okay, fine. Steve Mumo, the money that one intends to save depends on the timeline one has to meet their goals. So profound. Shukran, Lucy. Just go ahead, make your closing remarks, and then I show you what is coming next.
Okay, so thank you so much, Matthew. Keep up the good work. I must say you have been appointed for this season. So keep up the good work. And to the young people, I really appreciate even your feedback, your questions, and even for you to agree to listen to some of us. I was telling Matthew when he contacted me that it's always a privilege to get young people that want to listen to advice from or to wisdom from people that are older. During my generation, we didn't have a choice. We just had to listen to old people when they speak. But you people have grown up in a generation where you have a choice. So, I mean, when we see young people wanting to listen to us, we do not take it for granted. The other thing that I want to say in closing is that you know that the future of Kenya, the future of Africa, the leaders of tomorrow are the young people. I want to tell you, there is no tomorrow. Don't wait for that tomorrow. That tomorrow is already here. And if you wait for tomorrow and you're not prepared how you're going to get to that tomorrow, it will just come and pass. And that is how you will find even leadership, even anything. They just keep on recycling those old people. You need to step out and start proving yourself. And proving yourself is first prove yourself to yourself that you can do something. Prove yourself to yourself before that an opportunity to prove to anyone else. So I am saying this is a time for Africa. And this is a time for the young people. Stop waiting for nitafanya wakati nitapata pesa mingi. Anza saa hii na hiyo pesa uko nayo. Start doing something na hiyo pesa yako ya kibarua. Start doing something with that allowance that you're getting from your parents. It is how you relate with that little money that you're earning today is what will determine how you will relate even with a lot of money that will come. And let me say this with regard to what Matthew has just said about putting some people together that can speak to these things. Anything that you get for free is not, you cannot value anything that you get for free. When you spend money on something, and I want to put you to the test. Go to your wardrobe, go to your house, look at that dress that you bought, you spent, it pinched you, how you take care of it. That you spend and it costs you, that is what helps you, that is what you value. So even as you appreciate Matthew, and even as we keep on coming to give you free advice, it is very difficult that you're going to value advice that you get for free. But the moment you pay for it, then it makes sense to you. Whatever you need to go and practice, you will practice. You don't want your money lost. So much. I truly appreciate. I wish you all the best, and I would love to meet with you in another forum, and you will be telling me, I was never saving, but now I am saving. I used to give all my money, but now I have a goal that I am working towards. So thank you very much. Have a good night.
Thank you very much, Lucy. Thank you for the time. I really appreciate. I do not take it for granted. You know, I know you repeated severally when you are making the presentation. Did you say you completed, you know, university which year? Yeah, clearly getting you to sit here with the youths, many of whom would maybe you qualify to be your children. It's such an honor and a privilege, that we really are honored so much. Have a lovely night. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.